right, hello. Welcome back. It's a little weird for 9:38 p.m., but I've got this raging caffeine headache, and so I need some coffee. Hopefully it doesn't keep me up all night, but I didn't have my usual coffee today. Instead, I just had a can of Dr. Pepper, which doesn't seem to be doing the trick. And I was going to have another Dr. Pepper. However, after I'm done streaming, I've got some pizza to heat up, and I want to have a Dr. Pepper with that. And I don't want to have 3 in one day, so instead, we're having a cup of coffee today, or right now. And as far as what we're doing for the fun, relaxing thing to just kind of end the night on, I was just thinking, you know, Flex said something about Mario 64 a little bit ago. And, oh, geez. Wait. Oh, right. Wrong cables are plugged in because of the DS being different. Okay, let's turn that down. Unplug these. Yeah. This is what the mixer is supposed to prevent, is me having to do this shit all the time. But I only have to do it with the DS, so it's not that big a deal. The DS is a very special case. Plug this back in. There we go. Whoa, the N64 is loud, apparently. All right. And then lastly, we are missing a lot of pixels right now. That's more like it. All right. So yeah, Flex said something about liking the sounds of Mario 64 earlier, and ever since he said that, I've just been thinking like, man, Mario 64, man, what a great game. I'm using my third-party shit controller, but it's because it doesn't have wiggle stick. I mean, it's one of these where it's just like the original, but the stick is nice and sensitive as it's supposed to be, but it's also very like low resistance. So it makes it a little tough to make like precision movements because there's just not enough resistance. I feel like you know, like relative to the regular N64 controller, which I've used so much. And then besides that, the buttons are just kind of weird feeling, and they're also like loud. But it's better than using a controller that sometimes you can't move at full speed on because the controller is no longer able to register a full stick angle. You know, that shit's worse. I looked at it, Flex. Not a dumbass like me. Like the regular N64, the first party N64's controller, the analog stick just plugs in with a connection that you can just pull off the board and you can plug it back in. It's super nice, which is why it's really easy to buy like a replacement analog stick for the first-party controllers and just swap them. Which, of course, the problem with that is that the replacement analog sticks are shitty for some reason. Now, am I dropping frames? Nope. Hey, Coffee Hops, thanks for hosting. Now, this controller, though, I did look at the inside to see if the analog stick connected in the same way, and it doesn't. It's oh geez, I've got Mario Odyssey on the brain where it's like, oh, coins, I gotta collect those so I can buy more outfits. I could have just put in Mario Odyssey, but nah, I've been thinking about Mario 64. And it's easier to hook this up than it is to bring the Switch downstairs. But yeah. But yeah, I looked at the inside of this controller to see if it was possible to move the analog stick, and it's not, you know, plug and play, as they say. But I'm sure there's a way to do it. I also saw a Kickstarter once where somebody was manufacturing new bowls. You know, like, cause the stick on the other end of the stick, there's like a bowl that the end of the stick is pressing against, that's holding it up, you know, and that allows it to slide around for the analog stick movement. And that's what gets ground up by your analog stick movement. And as that gets ground up, then the analog stick drops down because it's being ground away, and then also just, you know, has other spots that are particularly bad and that kind of stuff. So that's why. And I saw a Kickstarter where somebody wanted to make new bowls. They want to like manufacture just new bowls for you to put in your N64 controllers, which seems great, but last I checked, they like couldn't figure out what material to use. But hey, maybe it's gotten further since then. I hear you, Flex. Yeah, this game... Right, it's like this game came out, like, if you show somebody the best game ever right now, they wouldn't... They would get it. They'd be like, wow, you know, they might start to like video games because of it. But like, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that NES made you like video games and understand video games enough to be able to appreciate them when you saw this, and it was like, you know, it was the step forward instead of just the thing. It was the first thing that blew your mind. Once you already understood video games, this was the first just like mind-blowing new thing. What am I doing? Let's see you beat this technique, fuckhead! Oh, it's weird. You can just dive in this game with the B button instead of having to do a start a ground pound. Ooh, the controls in Mario Odyssey are a little different. At least that's the same. Honestly, that's my favorite move. Of the Mario set, I love the slide side jump. That's my favorite thing. That's what I don't get about like the new Super Mario Bros. Games, is that you can't do that. They don't have this move in them. It's like, remember the file select screen on Mario Sunshine? And you were like, whoa! Why don't they make a 2D Mario game that controls like this? Well, they still haven't. I mean, New Super Mario Bros. Has wall jumps, it has the triple jump in it, but it doesn't have the side flip. Shoot to the island in the sky? Hell yeah, let's go. Is the game loud enough? This game needs to be celebrated. When I sing over the music to this game, it shouldn't completely overpower it. I gotta be able to line that up faster. Oh.
Here we go.
Yeah, how about them 8 red coins? Hey, Lex. Yeah, let's go. Let's-a go. So yeah, this isn't gonna be like a I'm gonna play this game all night kind of thing. Or I'm gonna beat the game tonight or really do anything significant. This is just, hey. You know, I played enough Dark Spire today to be like, okay, I think I got it. I played the game. I'm going to play it more, but what I'm saying is I played it enough today. And I wanted to play something else. And so I'm just gonna play this for a little while. I could do a 16-star run. I was also thinking just like I could just have this save file hanging loose, you know, as something I can come back to. So that next time I say I want to play Mario 64 for just an hour, I'm not starting from Baban Battlefield again. Whoops! Sounds good, Lex. Whoops! Oh, I'm supposed to be going for 100 coins, though, because it's... Okay. Where'd that coin go? Give it to me! Oh, shit. I've got some leftover pizza. Okay, how do I just... Can you stomp these, actually? I've never really tried. You probably... I don't think you can. If this was on a Mario trivia, I would say you cannot. It appears that you cannot, and I'm getting my ass kicked trying. Tuna and onions on pizza? That's crazy talk. But hey, that's what's so great about pizza. Yo, so last time I got Papa John's instead of, damn it, that coin went fucking flying. I got Papa John's the other day, and instead of, like, I was able to get 2 toppings, right? And usually, if I have the choice of 2 toppings, I'll do sausage and pepperoni. My primary topping is sausage, especially from Papa John's because they have really good sausage. Because they have the spicy Italian sausage. Anyway, but last time, instead of pepperoni, I noticed that they had like different cheeses that you could get as toppings. You can just like get special cheeses. They had some Parmesan, some Roman Parmesan Romano, some shit like that, I don't know. I got Parmesan pizza on the pizza, cheese on the pizza, and it was incredible. That's gonna be my new go-to, is sausage and some Parmesan, yo. It was so good. Okay, what am I doing about these coins? I've missed like a lot of coins. Whoops. We have 20 mostly guaranteed coins around the star. I hate enemy AI like this, that just tries to walk not up to you, but into you. Oh, you're right, Flex. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the all of it without flying. Ah, that's a good point. I shouldn't be doing this. Okay, so that just means... Do you guys know you can grab the bottom of this? Whoops. Woo! Yeah! Anyway, okay, what I should be doing is let's get the last red coin. I don't remember where it is. Woo! The fuck? Ah, I forget that you can't do that too quick. All right, all right. Here we go! Oh, this game. Pizza with different cheese is just called pizza 4 cheese here. So, my options were to add a 3 cheese blend, which I thought was just already on the pizza. And then the different cheese options were Parmesan, the 3 cheese blend, and then there was one other one that I don't remember. Oh yeah? Our frozen pizzas are overpriced? I always got the, we've got a couple brands that are really cheap, like Jack's Pizza. I think those are really cheap. And I mean, they're low quality, but it's that certain kind of low quality that as long as you're not eating it every day, it's like really good when you have it. At least I think so. But I think the best brand of frozen pizza in the U.S. that I've had is Red Baron. I love Red Baron. I don't know how much it is though. I haven't bought a Jack's Pizza in a long time. I used to buy Tony's pizzas all the time, or the what do you call it? They're oh right, you stomp these guys. No, you don't. Okay, well I died in Mario 64 from running out of power. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, yeah, I'd say that's for us. 230 is like very average. I don't know though. I'm not sure. I don't buy full-size pizzas, you know? I buy like single-person pizzas. And I usually buy them in like Red Baron has these single-serving ones that you buy in a pack, and I think it's $2.50 for 2 of them, but they're one person. They're single-serving pizzas. But yeah, I believe those are about $2.50 for 2 of them. Oh geez. Flex, I was just talking about your computer the other day and about how I wonder why you have such problems with having multiple tabs open or with clips. I think it's gotta be your graphics card because I thought about what your CPU is, and your processor isn't bad. So it's, I don't know. But like, it seems like that old graphics card should be able to handle like a web browser though, so yeah, it's interesting. Oh yeah, we have giant portion sizes here. Oh well, I missed him. Oh, I can still get him. Oh. Oh no, I'm doing so poorly. I'm definitely not gonna get the ending where he punches Band-Aid off now. You have to like go extra high. I'm not cheesing the rest of this. It's stupid. It's like more fun to do that anyway. Here we go! Yeah. This game, man! Whoops. Wait, what am I doing? You can go down this way. And be like, yo, what up? Woo! That probably took longer from the spot that I was already at. I love that Mario does that little fanfare if you just land. Like, right, does he do it? Oh, he does do it from a triple jump. I fell, though. Yeah, I love that! Ha ha! What's 4x10 to Leaf Mo? Is that a pizza thing? Oh, like a... I don't know. Oh, Jack's Pizza 4 for 10. Okay, yeah. No, I'm dumb! So that's how much they are. Yeah, Jack's Pizza's like... You know, I don't want them every day, but sometimes I go to my parents' house and like, if my mom isn't there or something, if I'm just like hanging out with my dad and my mom's not there, he like always makes a Jack's Pizza and it's awesome. But it's like, you know what I mean when I say it's not like, whoa, this is really high quality pizza. It's like, you know. It's like the mayor of Drugachusetts when he's like, I declare this pizza to be awesome! Wait a minute, what am I doing with this cannon? I'm not doing scrub cannon strats, let's go. Ugh. Oh, jeez. Now I look like an even bigger scrub. No! Yep. I tried to kick out of that. Bah! Yeah! Here we go! Our junk food is good, but it's because it's yeah. Our food is all just like scientifically engineered with like lab chemicals that make them delicious. Which I'm not saying is bad. I'm not like, oh, they put chemicals in everything. I mean, like, it's just that like scientists are all about how to make the most profitable food. There we go. Woo. But I do think it makes it so that like it's not like the food tastes better. It's just that like our palates are fucked because we're so just because of what we're used to. Like I've heard that our bread tastes like cake to some people. And my story that's funny about that is that, like, if you're having cake, if I'm having cake here, I can't have it with anything but milk. Because, like, if you have it with something sweet, you just can't even taste the sweetness of anything else. Have I been killing the piranha plants? You can't even taste the sweetness of anything else. Like, let's say you had like a Sprite with a cake here. You wouldn't be able to taste the Sprite. It would just be like gross carbonated water because the cake is so sugary. And when I went to Colombia, they had a cake in the office. Like, as like a celebration of, hey, the office is open, let's have cake. And they served the cake with Sprite. And I was like, this sounds terrible. But the cake was so, like, mild in its sweetness that it was actually good. Because the cake tasted like a very mild cake, and then the Sprite still tasted like Sprite. And it was like, I can't believe this is, like, okay. And then there's stuff like, what's that stuff like MSP? Is that what it's called? Maybe I'm talking about something terrible, but isn't there something called MSP? That's like super salt? It's like a flavor enhancer, and at some point there was a big scare about it. Everybody was like, oh, don't have it. MSG, that's it. Yeah, at some point there was like a big scare, like, oh, don't go to places that use MSG. But it's like, it's probably fucking fine. Wendy's, Taco Bell. Yeah, dude, Taco Bell is fucking awesome. Wendy's is awesome. I love both those places. Ooh. I think it's funny that 100 coin star is part of like... Oh wait, never mind. I probably am thinking of like 120 star speedruns that I've seen. I don't know, does the 70 star speedrun for this game get the 100 coins at Whomp's Fortress? It seems really fast. Which is funny, because you would expect a 100 coin star to be super slow. I guess not though, because it lets you get 2 stars in one run. So they probably get a lot of those. Or at least a few. Because you don't have to load out and back in. So I think I am going to stream some more Mario Odyssey, and here's why. For some reason, I got really hooked on I have to get all the purple coins before I can start going for all of the moons. And I did that on stream. And it wasn't the most exciting thing in the world, getting all the purple coins. But then when I did the ending thing that was really super fun and a great way to end the stream, whoops, oh, really, Lex? I think this game is really great to see speedrun. But yeah, so the thing is, after I did that super fun thing at the end, I decided, okay, I'm now going to start playing this game offcast. And offcast, I've been playing it and just trying to get all the moons. And getting all the moons is super fun. It's like super fun, dude. Why am I up here? And so I'm probably just gonna start streaming that game again a little bit more because I want to do that. Just because it's just a blast, you know? I just want to play the new Mario game because it's a blast. Wait, why did I blow? I'm supposed to blow this one up. Oh, man. Oh, Azure Foxy, Lex is talking about speedruns of Mario 64. Lex himself is a speedrunner. He was just talking about Mario 64 specifically. But yeah, I just saw something about that Jak and Daxter run. It seems really funny. I want to go and watch it. Oh, so close. That's my super secret strat for this star. I've got my own homebrew strat. You line this up. And then you come up here to the top of the tower, you go up a little bit, and then just like a tiny bit more this time. Ah, yeah! Yeah, that's what I heard, is that he's not allowed to participate in GDQs for the rest of the year. But it's like, the thing I saw a thing on YouTube that just said, hey, there's this really good speed run that was super entertaining, and the guy's not allowed back for this year for some reason. And that's all I saw about it. I thought the Super Metroid run was really good and really funny at SGDQ. I don't know if the winter one has been done yet this year, but the one that doesn't have Super Metroid in it for some reason. But yeah, I thought the Super Metroid run was really good. The official reason was eating food on the couch? Okay, well, you see, that's one of those things where, like, while it's happening, somebody who is back behind the TV and behind the camera points at somebody and, like, does this. That's what it takes. This shit, cut that out. Boom, there you go. Problem fucking solved. But yeah, that's what it seemed like, is that from what I saw, it sounded like they were making a lot of jokes about other people. Not like mean, but like, what the fuck is this menu? I've like never scrolled down to the third spot. Weird. I mean, it's just this, right? Ooh. Oh, whoops, I just immediately hit Z. Yeah, there's a weird thing with that, Lex. It's like GDQ and like just like YouTube in general and just a lot of things on the internet I feel like are going family. Things that don't really have much business going family friendly are going family friendly, you know? Like, why does GDQ have to be family friendly? I don't know. I did the Seb strat. And it worked beautifully this time. Oh. I don't know about any of that stuff, Foxy. I think it's a really great event. Just like, I don't even care about the money or the charity shit. It's like, it's a big speedrunning event. That's fun and cool, and it brings the community together for the worst Twitch chat in history, but that's not the point, man. Just watching it is fun. And I got to go there because it was in Minneapolis, and I got to go there for the summer games, and it was like super fun, and I had a great time. Okay, so they have like a large enough production where they basically are just, they're basically just a non-profit organization that, well, I'm sure they call themselves that already, but I mean, like, I don't care really about that stuff. I just think it's a fun event, you know, and I don't want to get too caught up in political shit about it. But yeah, like, political correctness doesn't really... Like, I'm not saying that, you know... I'm not saying that okay, let me also say that I generally like when things are somewhat family-friendly. Like, somewhat? As in... you know, as in just... I think if you make a point not to be family friendly, you end up getting a bunch of bullshit, you know, just shit that I'm not interested in. Such as, you know, yeah, you get what I mean. When you make a point not to be family friendly, I think you get into a bunch of bullshit that I don't want to see. But, you know, people can say fuck. Oh, no, I thought I heard about that. Didn't he say fuck a few times? We're talking about the Jack and Daxter run again. I think I heard that there were some fucks. But again, I don't think, like, what I'm trying to say is that I would appreciate it if, like, you know, I can appreciate GDQ being like, hey, try not to say fuck every other sentence, you know? Because some people swear so much that it's annoying. And that's what I'm getting at when I say, like, it's completely reasonable to be like, try not to swear, you know? Try not to swear. That's completely reasonable. But that's kind of how I am with everything, though, where it's like my rules, my one rule for this chat room, for my Twitch channel, there's a rule, it's unwritten. The rule is unwritten, but the rule is try not to be an asshole. Sometimes you're an asshole without trying, and no one's gonna blame you about it. I'm an asshole without trying sometimes, you know? And we're not gonna judge anyone for that. We're not gonna hold anything against anyone. But we'd just all appreciate it if you just try not to be an asshole. Okay, let's get this fucking star. I came to Jolly Roger Bay before Snow Mountain just because I want to hear this song. Fuck! There we go. I can make it. I can make it.
Here we go! Let's go!
All right. Have you guys seen Skaploony's stream? And if so, have you heard him play this song? It's the best thing. Next time you're in Skaploony's stream, just mention, you know, Dire Dire Docks, Jolly Roger Bay. Just mention it. And he'll play it, and it will soothe your soul. Treasure of the Ocean Cave. Who's Bubbles Del Fuego? Yo, so there's a moon in Mario Odyssey where there's 4 chests, and I think this is in the Mushroom Kingdom. And the order that you open the chests is the same as here, and I was so happy. Oh, so he's just a guy that's fun. I mean, they have their meme runs, you know. You gotta have, like, the very first run. I'm not saying this is a meme run. I'm just saying they do weird stuff sometimes, where the first run of SGDQ was a one-handed speed run of Nier Automata, and it's like, that's not, you know, gonna be the world record. It's not going to be from the world record holder. It might be from the one-handed one. You don't think you get along with serious Souls runners? Well, I don't think they mean serious like somebody who can't joke about it. They just mean, you probably mean you probably mean he's not good at it, but now you say he does a no-hit run, and that sounds impressive. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but it doesn't sound like something that is going to be easily portrayed over or conveyed over Twitch chat. I don't like Souls speedruns, though, in general. Like, yeah, Souls speedruns are not something that really interest me. Even when, like, some of my favorite runners, or some of my favorite streamers, and by some, I mean, I think there's only one, like, Cherno is one of my favorite streamers, and when he does Dark Souls speedruns, I don't really watch him. Wait, did I miss a red coin? I mean, yes, but like, where? There's only one on the seabed? Yeah, like I've watched a Dark Souls speedrun. Up. Whoop. Ah, I'm so bad at that. Ah. Yeah. What the fuck? Ah, there we go. What's next? Jolly Roger Bay. Blast to the stone pillar. I can do that. This music. But yeah, it's funny, like, I don't watch a lot of speedruns. The only speedruns I really watch are basically all the Mario games. I will watch a Mario 1, 2, not so much 3, unless it's warpless. I'll watch Mario 64. You know, I love all those. I love Super Metroid. Super Metroid might be the... Well, I thought it was the best thing, but I'm starting to like Mario speedruns more. But Super Metroid runs, mwah, they're so good. But there's not a lot of other stuff that I really watch anymore. I do really like Final Fantasy VII speedruns, but the thing is, you never get to watch an entire run. But like, I just love Final Fantasy VII so much that I can tune into any part of a Final Fantasy VII speedrun and be into it, you know? Like, I get there and I'm like, oh, sweet, he's on this part, and I'm into it, you know? And it's fun to find out how the run has gone so far and all that kind of stuff. You watch some Symphony of the Night now that a certain streamer runs it?
Let's go.
You like Symphony of the Night runs a lot? So I've kind of avoided Symphony of the Night speedruns because I have not played through Symphony of the Night myself, and I want that to be a big event on the stream someday. Is like my blind run of Symphony of the Night, you know?
Let's go.
Unfortunately, I have had a very large thing about that game spoiled for me only recently. Yeah, when you said that now that a certain speedrunner is running it, I was thinking, like, is he talking about Seb or, is he talking about Seb or Dracodon? Because, yeah, I saw them doing a challenge on it. Running Symphony of the Night is expensive? Why is that? You know what's an interesting thing about Symphony of the Night? Is it is terrible to play over RGB through a FrameMeister. Or maybe it's not RGB. But I think it is. Oh, controllers, gotcha. I heard that Symphony of the Night is really terrible to play through a FrameMeister because that game is 240p, just like PlayStation should be. But the menus, for some reason, the menus are in 480i. So every time you pause the game, it changes resolution, which then the FrameMeister like has to like recalibrate the signal. And I'm sure some capture cards can't handle that as well. I'm not sure though. Oh, that's fine, Melon. You sure died a lot in the Dark Spire. Jesus fucking Christ, you held the whole team back. The whole time it was like, God, Melon is dead, and I don't have enough gold to revive Melon because the enemies keep dropping treasure chests that are trapped that only Melon can disarm. So that's what you missed 3 hours of. But after a while, I was like, I just need to play a relaxing game. Just some Mario 64, yeah. Time for that big penguin race. Yeah, I imagine people don't run on the PS1, probably because of load times and whatnot. But wait a minute, that means that people generally play Symphony of the Night with an Xbox 360 controller? Ugh, fuck. Don't worry, Melon. You only have half as much experience as everybody else because you were dead for half of the game today, but we will protect you. I fucking hate the 360 controller. It's a pile of garbage, I say, holding an N64 controller. Welcome back, Sai. We've had the discussion so many times, though, about the 360 controller and why it's a heap of garbage. I'm not saying the DualShock is better. It is. But that's not my point. My point isn't which one is the best, it's that the 360 controller is a pile of garbage. And as far as the DualShock goes, the DualShock 4 is a fantastic controller. The DualShock 4 is, that is like I personally like the Nintendo Switch Pro controller a little bit more. But the DualShock 4 is a great controller, and it's basically the new standard and should be. Why? Okay, all right. So the 360 controller, first of all, the thing that nobody can argue about, so let's just start off with it, the D-pad. The D-pad is actually like literally a joke. The D-pad is not a D-pad, it's a third analog stick that is super shallow and flat and feels like a piece of trash. The D-pad is god-awful, and everybody agrees with that part, so we can move on now. But let's just say, the D-pad is extremely important. When you want to menu around, you use the D-pad. It's for menuing. That's what you use it for. It's great for that. I'm talking about the 360 controller here. The silver, oh, fuck! The silver edition is the same exact thing. It's awful, I've used it. The D-pad is like a fucking centimeter tall, and it's this big, stupid fucking thing that, again, it's just another analog stick. It's terrible. Alright. Next thing that sucks about the 360 controller. It's got this fucking battery pack on the back of it. You talk about having big hands, you're trying to hold the thing and it's got this big stupid battery pack on the back, on your fingers that are on the back of the controller. It's like super in the way of anything you're trying to do. Unless you have a wired controller, but like, I don't know, I haven't used a wired controller in a long time and I don't even know if you can buy them. What's better than DualShock? Are you talking about the D-pad? On the DualShock? The D-pad on the DualShock is perfect. You can navigate menus for it. Or with it. Alright, so you got this fucking thing in the way, the D-pad sucks. Also, let's talk about buttons. Let's talk about button surfaces. The 360 controller's buttons are like marbles. They're like these spheres coming off the top of the controller. So when you push them down, everything, all the pressure is centered on one part of your thumb, which gets really tiring after a little while, and it makes it so that the button doesn't come down flush with the top of the controller, and instead you get this weird shit where it's this circle that has these ridges around it. And so when you push the button, you got this like circle of ridge of plastic that you're pushing into. It's this awful thing. Unresponsive? The DualShock D-pad is unresponsive? I don't even know what to say to that, because that's just not true. You want to talk about unresponsive? How about the D-pad where you can't push one direction without hitting one of the adjacent directions, because it's a fucking analog stick, basically. Alright. So, the buttons are these big dumb marbles. Also, okay, triggers, stupid. Triggers versus bumpers, dumb. Uncomfortable, stupid, why are they like that? It's the dumbest thing ever. Also, they take double A's, unless you pay extra money. That's stupid. I think that's about it. I think that's all I got right now. I think the last one is up here. Or it's like on that thing up there. Yeah. But we should talk to this guy. I do agree that like the DualShock 3 I pressed the buttons in the wrong order. I do agree that like the DualShock 3 doesn't have big enough handles on it, big enough wings that make it kind of uncomfortable. I agree with that. And I can completely agree that the only reason that I'm fine with the DualShock 3 is because I'm used to it. Wouldn't have happened with an Xbone controller. It certainly wouldn't have happened with a DualShock or a GameCube controller, but I'm using a third-party piece of shit N64 controller right now. It sucks. The stick feels pretty nice, though. It's a little too loose, you know, the stick, like, it doesn't have any resistance on it, which I was complaining about earlier, but, like, you know, it works. There is not a thing here. Right, exactly, Boogie. Like, the reason that I don't care about the shape of the DualShock 3 so much is simply that I'm used to it, and I get that. The DualShock 4, though, yo, that is a comfortable controller. A lot of the time, I feel like people, like with the, people complain about the NES controller having sharp edges and stuff, and it's like, how are you holding the controller that it is a problem? I don't understand how you can be jamming these corners into your hands. And hey, maybe that's my problem with the battery pack on the 360 controller. I just gotta hold it differently. But I don't know, it's got handles on it that you're supposed to grab. You haven't tried the DualShock 4? You haven't tried the DualShock 4? Okay, well, it's the best controller and you should totally try it out. It's great. Okay, this explains so much, Foxy, because yeah, the DualShock 3, it's a little uncomfortable and it's too small. That is completely a thing. I'm used to it because I've been using it my whole life, but because I've been using Sony controllers my whole life. But the DualShock 4, on the other hand, huge difference. It's really great and everyone loves it. The DualShock 3 is pretty light. Yeah, what's the problem with a light controller? I don't understand that. This controller is really light. The Super Nintendo controller is really light. Like, I don't understand the need for it to be heavy. It's heavy because it's got, well, if you don't have it wired, then it's using, wait, what? You don't like the Super Nintendo controller? I don't understand. I just don't understand. The Super Nintendo controller is like the basic, it's the classic cool. It's the basic best thing. What does it not have? Boom, D-pad, boom, 4 face buttons that are nice and like large enough and distant from each other. They come down nice and flush. You got your R and L buttons, boom. It's done. It's too flat? How are you holding it? How do you hold the thing? Okay, it's tutorial time on how to hold a fucking controller. Alright, I'm gonna put this thing in my mouth. Alright, I don't know what you guys are doing. What, are you holding it like this? This isn't how you hold it. You do this. Boom. Cradle in the hands. You use your fingers as a bed for the controller, and it's perfect. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a very yellow controller. People say ew, though. It's not yellow because of smoking. It's yellow because of flame retardant chemicals in the plastic. If you press a button, it goes all in, no feedback. What? No, it's got a spot. Bajunk, you can feel it. It's the silicone pad back there. And the buttons come down flush with the top, almost flush, with the top of the pad, or with the top of the controller. I like that they don't go all the way in, because then, like I said, with the 360 controller, how you can feel the plastic of the controller around the button when you press the button, terrible. Buttons had a tendency to get stuck inside the controller. What? This never happens. That just doesn't happen. It's never happened ever to anyone. Unless your silicone pads on the inside are all torn up because you press your buttons so hard. You guys are crazy. Okay, I don't think this thing is coming. I gotta, like, go up this way. Yeah, let's not get weird about this. I'm having fun. Fucking Silent Hillbilly, you just shut your mouth, alright? Don't make this fun conversation weird. Controller talk. That's a way to set me off. You guys know how to push my buttons, what can I say? You just gotta shit talk Nintendo controllers and talk about how great the 360 controller is. And I'm off on a tangent. Oh yeah, spilling shit on your controllers, that'll make the button stick. The worst shaped controller ever, N64? Oh yeah, this thing is like a joke. Yeah. Who the fuck designed this thing? Yup. But let's talk about worst. Let's actually say what's the worst controller. The worst shaped controller. I think the worst controller is like the original Xbox controller, the fucking Duke. That thing is like the hamburger. You know what I'm talking about? Whoa, that thing. What else is there though? But yeah, I was just gonna say something like that, Silent Hillbilly. If you want to talk about like the worst controller, we do have to say like the worst mainstream controller. Because like actually the worst controller is probably that remote controller for the CDI. The one that's like a wireless remote with an analog stick on it and the buttons on 4 spots around the one analog stick. That thing, I have to say I've never used it, but just looking at it, it's like, what on earth? That's probably the worst controller ever. But nobody had a CDI, and the CDI had no good games on it. So it doesn't matter that controller was worse than the Duke. The Power Glove, yeah. That's one of the worst for sure.
Here we go!
But the Power Glove is less of a controller and more of a accessory. Like the Tony Hawk Ride motion control skateboard controller, which I was just talking about the other day. You know, like that might be the worst controller ever. The Kinect might be the worst controller ever. But these things aren't really controllers, you know? I will say though, the Power Glove is more like a controller than any of those other things because you can play any game with it, you know? You can play Contra with the Power Glove. So you're right in that, you know,
Let's go!
my analogy with like the Kinect isn't completely apt because of that. Foxy, now you're just talking complete bullshit. The Kinect was a joke. The Kinect was the worst fucking thing in the entire world. It was the worst. It didn't work, and the games for it were terrible. There was nothing good that ever came out of the Kinect. And I will not stand for this. I will not stand for this. I have not used the Ride controller. I am talking shit about a lot of controllers that I haven't used. The Kinect never did any good for anybody. All the Kinect did was make games that forced you to use it or had options to use it worse.
Here we go!
I'm glad you agree, Copy Hops. Did I ever use the PS Move? Yeah. It was like the PlayStation Move. It was like a Wii controller that technically worked better, but didn't have any games to use for it. You know what I mean? Like, the Wii actually got you to use it, and that was good. You know, the Wii was like, well, it wasn't good, really. But what I mean, though, okay, let's talk about the PlayStation Move. The motion of the PlayStation Move was significantly better than the Wii Remote. However, there were no games that used the PlayStation Move and were fun. And the buttons on the PlayStation Move were stupid. It had one big move button in the middle, and then it had 4 other buttons around that button. It was dumb. And then what was the left-handed part like? The left-handed part, I don't even remember what it was like. I have one upstairs somewhere. Anyway, I guess I was supposed to get 100 coins here and I never did it. Oh, it's really easy though because you just do the race. The thing about the Kinect was that it not only was garbage, but there was so much marketing around it. They marketed it so hard and acted like it was so great that it was just embarrassing to look at. And it made video games look bad. It made me embarrassed. Nicole has a Mass Effect 3 shirt. But it's not just a Mass Effect 3 shirt. It says Mass Effect 3 better with Kinect on the shirt. Better with Kinect! Whoa, I just nudged my table and the game made a weird sound. The Kinect from a technical standpoint was not good! It just sprayed infrared all over the place and it couldn't see black people. Yeah. I remember seeing one cool thing with the Kinect. Somebody made a program on their PC where they could toss a piece of paper behind them and the Kinect would see the piece of paper and control a robot to go catch it. But it's like, oh yeah, that's really useful for all the time when I tear up or when I crumple up pieces of paper and lob them behind me in the room. In my open room that's completely spacious. I do that all the time, so it's really, you know. But it was neat. You can use it for 3-dimensional modeling. Yeah? Oh, I need to go back this way. Is that great though? Is that really good? I mean, how many people are doing their how many game companies are doing their 3D modeling with the Kinect and not with a mouse or a tablet with a stylus? You know, using a tablet with a stylus and just holding shift to switch axes is just fine. It's probably, I can't imagine that that Kinect would be better than that.
Here we go!
Yeah, and that's what I mean, Lex. That's what I mean, is that even if you can use it to achieve some purpose, it's not like anybody's using it, you know? Who cares if it can, you know, make you waffles when we already have waffle makers? What don't I have at Jolly Roger Bay? Oh yeah, through the jet stream. Oh, but I can go back to this other place. You guys, Mass Effect 3,
Go.
better with Kinect. Oh, that marketing got me so bad. Like, Microsoft, like, everybody wants to make their product look good, you know? When you make a product, you want to sell it to people. You want people to think that it will improve their experience, yes. But Microsoft was just so, like, first of all, it was extra bullshit because of how terrible the Kinect was. It was bullshit because the Kinect was bad. But on top of that, it was like extra annoying because of the way that they phrased it. Better with Kinect. It was so irritating. I can never remember where I actually want to aim with this, so I'm just gonna aim right at the middle. Oh, almost got it. And I also just loved the E3 reveal of the Kinect, where like the guy on stage they were like taking little shots at the Wii and like kind of shit-talking Nintendo a little bit, taking shots at the Wii's motion controls while they were showing off a console or a new motion thing that they were doing that just didn't work. But then also, at the same E3, we're like, well, maybe this wasn't the reveal of this, it might have just been right after, but this was at the same time that they also pushed out avatars, where they were just copying the Wii's Mii's, you know? And it's like, oh, it was just so embarrassing to watch. Just, hey guys, look at all those dumb kids at Nintendo, it's a bunch of bullshit. But look at our stuff where we're just trying to do all the same stuff, except we're gonna charge you for the avatar's clothes, and our motion technology doesn't actually work. Fuck the Wii, that's for kids. You guys have money to give to us for clothes for the avatars. Yeah, how did you feel when they said that the second version of the Kinect was going to be required for the Xbox One to even function? That didn't last long. It kinda did, though. They were pretty insistent about it at first. I don't need that. The thing is, like, people call me a fanboy. But it's like, the thing about, the reason I'm not like, I don't shit talk Microsoft all the time because I like Sony or because I like Nintendo. Like, fucking, Look at the games I play. I like Nintendo. I like Sony. I like PC games. You know, it's not that I picked one and didn't like the other. The thing is that I like everything, but I shit talk Microsoft all the time, and I don't like Microsoft stuff because their stuff is garbage. And I've just had like I've seen it all. I've seen all the Microsoft bullshit. Yeah, Sony has some bullshit and Nintendo has some bullshit, but Microsoft is all bullshit all the time. I've also been liking Sony less and less, just to throw that part out there too. Bah. You neutral on them? I mean, I like what I like, and Xboxes have always been a joke to me. But, you know, I had a PS1 when I was younger. I got a PS2 a little while after that came out. I've had all the PlayStations and I've had all the Nintendos. I played Xbox at a, like, my friend had an Xbox and I hung out with him all the time. But we didn't play it that much because, I don't know, there wasn't really anything on it. And then I got an Xbox 360, but, oops, I should have had the hat here. I did buy an Xbox 360 at one point. But Dead Rising sucked. That's right. And Fable 2 sucked. Two Humans sucked. And then the system died after a few weeks. So, you know. I was pretty much done with the 360 at that point, and then after I got rid of the 360, there was nothing on it that I really was like, man, I wish I had one to play that. Yeah, I need to get faster at that. Yeah, this generation, Lex, so far, not very impressive. I mean, Bloodborne is basically the best game ever made, so, like, it's got that going for it. Hey, Chilled. Yeah, like, Bloodborne is really, really good, and outside of that, I don't know, the consoles are alright. That Hatsune Miku Project Diva X is pretty great. I could be playing Cybernet 4 Goddesses Online if I bought it for PS4, but I'm not gonna, because it comes out, I think, later this year, or maybe early next year for PC. So I'm just gonna get that on PC. It's kind of that, Boogie, but I feel like both the systems have all the same services, and it is still about the games. People buy the PlayStation right now, I think, because it has Bloodborne, it has Uncharted. You know, it's got some system sellers like that. It's gonna have The Last of Us 2. They've got shit to sell it on. And then the Xbox has nothing. So, you know, that one was a joke. The Xbox has like that Master Chief Collection that doesn't work. And, yeah, I don't know. Cybernet is early 2018. Okay. What else is early 2018 that I was just looking at? You bought a PS4 for Final Fantasy VII Remake? Oh no! That game's not coming out for 20 years. You don't care about The Last of Us? I loved the original Last of Us. That game was fucking incredible. However, I don't really care about Last of Us 2. Oh, Monster Hunter World, that's what it was, Sai. Yeah. I just looked that up a little bit earlier. Monster Hunter World also comes out 2018, early 2018 for PC. But yeah, is what really a game? I'm sorry, what are we talking about? The Last of Us? The Last of Us 1, incredible. The game is amazing. Like the game, and I'm talking gameplay. The fucking game that you play is so good. Love that game. However, I really don't care about The Last of Us 2. Firstly, because I don't like sequels, and the story that The Last of Us told was amazing and...
Here we go!
No! The story that The Last of Us 1 told was amazing and didn't need to be expanded in any way at all. And then also, I thought the trailer that they showed for The Last of Us 2 was really off-putting. I really didn't like the trailer. It was like, I get it that they're trying to show the world as being completely fucked, but I don't know. I don't want to watch someone's elbows get smashed in with a hammer, you know? It's like, I'm just like, if that shit's gonna be in the game, I'm not all that interested. I can't handle it. If other people can handle it, great, good for them, you know. I'm glad they can have it, but like, yeah. It's too much for me. And it's funny because, like, I remember when the original Last of Us trailer showed, everybody was like, wow. Like, first of all, the original Last of Us was shown at an E3 where there was nothing. It was like a terrible E3 that had, like, just so little of interest shown. And then they showed the Last of Us trailer and people were like, holy shit, a real game. However, there was this like silent crowd, or not silent, but there was this like small minority crowd that was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm sitting in a theater of a bunch of people clapping while a guy gets shot in the face with a shotgun. Because like that's how the trailer ended, was like he got the guy's shotgun and the guy was like, ah, and then he shot him in the face, right? But they cut it, right? It was like he shot him in the face and he got a little bit of red, but it was like cut, boom, Last of Us, that was it. You know, and it wasn't terrible. But people were like, oh, how violent. What a bunch of barbarians. It's like we're living in Rome with gladiators where everybody's cheering the violence. You know, and it was weird. Like, you know, and that was like Polygon. You know, like the weird side of games journalism where everything's a problem, right? So I just thought it was funny that was a thing, and now they did the Last of Us 2 trailer, and it was like super violent, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to watch this. Wait, what? Rockstar has like a loot boxy thing going on? I haven't heard what you're talking about. What has Rockstar done that's been loot boxes? Grand Theft Auto Online, probably? Yeah, it didn't come out at a good time. It certainly was revealed at E3 at a good time. But, I don't know. The Last of Us wasn't really a zombie game, though. I didn't think. I mean, it had zombie-like stuff in it. There were certainly zombie parts in it. Yeah, it was zombie apocalypse-y a little bit, but I thought it was a lot more about, I really liked the stealth survival part of it, which is weird because I'm not super into those games, but I mean, it was zombie-ish. Okay, here's what I mean, I guess, in disagreeing with you, is that yes, every company ever was making zombie games. We had stuff like Dead Island, you know, Left 4 Dead 2, and fucking, yeah, all that stuff. Totally. The Last of Us seemed very different to me, though, because it was like weird plant monsters. And then there was a little bit more to it in that, like, I thought a lot of that game's gameplay was, did you guys see that fucking ground pound shot? A lot of the gameplay was less about shooting hordes of zombies and more about, like, ammo conservation. And the biggest part of the game, the big thing about The Last of Us that was my favorite part of the game was when you got to a place that was, thanks Ghost and Chilled, when you got to a place that was, that had a bunch of other humans in it that were scavenging, and you needed to scavenge also, but you needed to scavenge just enough to not be noticed. So, like, you could just bypass the whole area, not be seen, and just stealth your way through there. You didn't get any new supplies, but you didn't get into a fight. Or you could risk it, you know, you could go in and start scavenging. But if you get seen and you get into a firefight, you might be actually losing more resources than you were gaining. And sometimes you would get seen and just be like, I gotta fucking run, you know? And like that stuff was so good. And so yeah, that was all the stuff that I really liked. And then I thought the story was really good too, because the story wasn't about the zombies, or like, so much about the apocalypse. It was like the father-daughter relationship between Joel and Ellie that I thought was really good. So yeah. However, here's the thing. All of that stuff I really liked. I really liked that when it came out. When it came out. If that game came out now, I wouldn't like it so much. And I think that's what The Last of Us 2 is going to be a lot like, and I don't want it. I don't think it's going to be good. I didn't play the DLC for The Last of Us because I don't give a shit. You know, so I don't really care about the second one. You love violence in games, Melon? I like a healthy amount of violence in games. I love God of War. Remember the part in God of War where you kill Helios and Kratos just gets on his back, gets his fingers around his jawbone, and just rips his head off? That part was fucking awesome. And there's something about it that, like, I'm totally okay with that. But I don't want to watch someone's elbows get hammered, you know? Yeah, the ending of The Last of Us was really, really good as well. What did I not like about The Last of Us? I was just talking about how great it was the whole time. No, I was just describing for a long period of time how much I enjoy The Last of Us. Right, yes, Foxy, that's kind of part of it. Is that, like, when Kratos gets on Helios' head and tears his head off, it's the God of War and whatever the fuck Helios is, I don't know. The God of the Sun or something? He's like the Sun Chariot or some shit like that? I don't know. He's that guy. He's like a god. And he's not, like, suffering so much. He's just getting his head torn off. It's awesome.
Here we go!
So yeah, for some reason, big difference. Yep, Melon, absolutely. It's, but that's the thing though. Here's the big thing about it though, is that like, does it matter to you and me so much? Like, I don't care that Star Wars Battlefront 2 sucks. I don't care that Call of Duty sucks. I don't care that, you know, AAA games suck. Just so long as there are still games that I like that come out, such as indie games, you know, like that's why indie games are killing it. Sometimes it does hurt though. When Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild had DLC, yeah, it hurt me a little bit. When Metal Gear Solid 5 sucked, it hurt me a little bit, you know? But like, for the most part though, it doesn't affect you and I so much. I bought Doom 2016 in 2016, fucking loved it. It had DLC apparently, but that was for like multiplayer and no one gives a shit. Loved it. That new Wolfenstein game apparently is awesome. I kind of want to get it. Where am I going? We've done it. We've done it all here. Except 100 coins in Jolly Roger Bay. Whatever. Let's go fight Bowser. You know, Mario Odyssey was great. Breath of the Wild was still everything it needed to be, even with content taken out of it. It was still incredible. Whoops.
Mamma mia!
Yep, that's the thing. What Lex is saying is true too, that like, it's not that everybody is stupid. It's that there are people who have a lot of money to throw away and will spend $2,000 on loot boxes in Call of Duty. 2,000, you know? The whales. And that's all they care about. As long as they have a few whales, it's all worth it. They made more money than if they just didn't do that. Or than if, you know. And that's why I say, that's why I love that Mario Odyssey is how Mario Odyssey is. Where they just made a rad-ass game. And it's going to sell well because it's great. It's going to make them a lot of money because it's great. Yeah, I like that Jim Sterling is still talking about it. He, you know, it's just as he says, and I'm glad that he is doing what he does, because it's so true what Jim Sterling says, that the reason it's gotten so bad is because people act like the things that came before weren't as bad as they were. People acted like season passes weren't a big deal. People acted like online passes weren't a big deal. People acted like the scope of just what they were doing with DLC wasn't that big of a deal. And because of that, it became the norm. And because publishers kept doing it, people became sick of hearing about it, and then they won, you know? Once people say that they're sick of hearing about microtransactions, that's when the publishers have won, and they can do the next thing, you know? And Jim is the only one saying still talking about it and saying that is the issue, you know? That's what it really comes down to. Is that ultimately it keeps getting worse because we keep letting it happen. Jim Sterling is very high up on my list of potential fuckables. There we go. Where did I miss a red coin? Ah, there it is. Can I sidle this? Okay, good. Up. Here we go! Alright, you fucking idiot. Alright. You got a job interview? Sweet. I am using a third-party N64 knockoff controller. The thing I like about it is that the stick has all the degrees of sensitivity that that the original controller had, you know? The stick can do this. Look how fucking slow he's moving. Which the original N64 controller is able to do. But but my sticks on my N64 controllers are worn out and bad. And the sticks on my N64 controllers are worn out and bad. And replacement analog sticks that I've tried purchasing are not sensitive like that. Oh yeah, this is an N64. Where's my camera? There it is. I got the LED replaced in it with a blue one because it's got a RGB mod in it. So yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Some of the older controllers is that the rubber would wear off and then the shitty plastic would just eat into your flesh. On what, the sticks? Or on the, thanks Melon, thanks Dong. You're talking about the sticks, right? People, so that's one of those things where it's just me that has never had a problem with it. Unless you're not talking about the GameCube. But GameCube controllers. Wait, what? The SNES analogs, what? The SNES D-pad is not rubber. Are you talking about the silicone pad on the inside? Because that's a different thing. Anyway, the rubber on the outside of a GameCube stick, I don't know, man. I played a lot of GameCube and never had an issue with the GameCube rubber wearing off. However, I do see people's controllers with it off all the time. A lot of people, it's because their dogs chewed it off or some stupid bullshit like that. But yeah, for me, dude, I played so much GameCube, never came off. I don't know what you guys do to your fucking controllers. You had two little brothers? See, I feel like your little brothers are the problem then. But you might say that, like, yeah, but they're not a problem with any other controller. Okay. Like, when I worked at GameStop, I certainly saw a lot of 360 controllers with their pads worn off, with the rubber completely gone off the sticks. All the time I saw 360 controllers like that. 360 trade-ins were kind of the worst as far as like shit just being nasty and messed up was, especially all their discs having big circular scratches in them. Because remember the 360 where if you move the controller or the system at all while it's on, I don't know why you would do this, but it's a problem with the 360. If you move the system at all while it's on, it just puts a giant nasty ring in the middle of the disc. But yeah, I don't know if it's so much that 360s were not durable. I think it was more that, I mean, they weren't. The systems themselves definitely weren't. But as far as like the games and the controllers go, I don't know if it was that the controllers weren't durable or if it was just the fact that it was the most popular console. So since everybody used that console, I naturally saw the most ruined 360 controllers. Yeah. I don't know though. The Wii existed. You've had 5 360s in your lifetime. That's bad, but the Microsoft support. Yeah, at least Microsoft supports it, yes. But still, it's like, how? How can you support a company that released that product? They released it. However, I do understand though where if it's like, if they got the games, then you have to support it because it's got the best games. That's what it all comes down to, is it's got the games. I don't agree, Lex. I had a PS3 and a 360 at the same time, and the PS3's online was always perfect for me. And it was free. At that time, it was free. Like, I'm not going to say it was better. I'm not going to say that the 360, that the Xbox Live was worse than the online on PS3. Because I don't know, I thought they were exactly the same, except that PS3 was free. I think the messaging system and the friending system wasn't as good, you know, things took a long time to load. Comparing trophies with other people took a million years to load. There was stuff like that, but playing the game worked perfectly. I can't say I played a ton of online, but that was the time where I played the most online. Trophies are dumb anyway. Trophies and achievements. Alright, here's a tiny little gripe I have about achievements over trophies. No, that's what I'm saying, Lex, is that I don't agree that there was superior stability or superior service. I thought they were exactly the same. But alright, so here's my problem with achievements over trophies. A trophy's a trophy, and you earn it. You earned a trophy. That makes sense. But you unlocked an achievement? What the fuck does that mean? Sure, you achieved an achievement, you acquired an achievement, you know, it's an achievement, you got it. You got an achievement. But you unlocked an achievement? That doesn't fucking mean anything. That doesn't make sense. What did you unlock about it? What do you mean it's locked?
Let's go.
That always bothered me. Always bothered me. Hey, you know it's a much better system than achievements and trophies? When you fucking unlocked things in video games. Remember skill points in Ratchet and Clank? That was awesome. Wait, what am I doing? Secret of the Haunted Books? That's not this. Skill points in Ratchet and Clank was awesome. You unlocked, like, different modifications for the game. You unlocked, like, you could watch the commercials for the game, which is fun because they were cool. You know, stuff like that. And then there's a slightly lamer but still better version of it in, like, Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey has achievements, but it's not a dumb system level thing that appears. It's, oh, I have something to talk about in a minute. It's that if you go talk to Toadette in the Mushroom Kingdom in Mario Odyssey, she has achievements for you, basically. You know, things that you do to get achievements. And each time that you get one, she gives you a star. Sure, it's not super exciting. Oh, you got a star. That's what the game is all about, is there will moons. You know. It's in the game, though, is my point. It's something that's in the game, and that's cool. Okay, something to talk about. I heard that Sony is going to start giving out PlayStation credit. It's either PlayStation Store credit or... Okay, there's something weird about this screen that I want to talk about also. Sony is giving out, I don't know if it's PlayStation Store credit or actual just like credit card credit, but it's one of those two things for getting trophies. And you hear that and you're like, oh, that's neat. However, would you like to know how much money you get from trophies? I'm not sure. I think you have to have the PlayStation credit card. You have to have like the PlayStation credit card or something. No, Lex, we can talk about that. I've already talked about that, but we can talk about that. Okay, but no, listen to this. You can get money for getting trophies in PlayStation games. However, bronze trophies aren't worth anything. But that's fine. A silver trophy gets you a penny. For each silver trophy, you can get a penny. For each gold trophy, you can get a dime. I think? Wait, is that right? It might be a nickel. Shit, now I don't remember. Okay, I actually need to look it up because I don't remember the exact exchange rate. Because it might actually be worse than I'm thinking. Let's keep this music playing. What the fuck? Just tell me the points. Okay. It is worse than I remembered. Okay. A silver trophy gets you a penny. Yeah, Mario. What the fuck? Why isn't this written out how it should be? I'm going to the next article. Okay. They do it so confusingly because of course you can't get them one by one. It's that you have to turn in 100 silver trophies at a time to get yourself $1. You have to turn in 25 gold trophies at once to get you $2.50, so they're worth a dime a piece. And you have to turn in 10 platinums at once to get 1,000 points or $10. So a platinum point is worth $1. Oh, geez. That's confusing. Anyway, yeah. So a platinum trophy is worth $1. But you have to get them 10 at a time. So it's like, why even do it? Why even have this program? Just to get people to sign up for the credit card without actually having to pay anything out. What am I looking for? 8 red coins. Yeah, essentially 100% 10 games to get slightly more than $10 because you'll also get silver and gold trophies along the way while you do that. So generously, you'll get $15 back. Now, that's like the whole PS3 exclusive library? You mean like Demon's Souls? One of the best games ever? Yeah, that's PS3 exclusive, what of it? Fucking Uncharted 2 and 3, such great games, man. The Last of Us, oof, wonderful game. God of War, super great. What did the 360 have that was exclusive? Fable 2? Ugh. Halo, Gears of War? Yeah, people like Halo. I keep insisting Souls games are the best games ever, and it keeps having 0 weight with you. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Fuck. Dark Souls 2 and 3 not so much. It's all about Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. Mwah. But what were we talking about? There was something I wanted to bring up. About... There we go. About some part of this. Oh, Amiibo! So Lex. I disagree that Amiibo should be equated to microtransactions. I completely disagree with this. For a couple reasons. The first is that I don't have any Amiibo. And, like, okay, so what... Well, I technically do, but I don't use them as Amiibo. They're figurines. So that's the first thing. First of all, I think the primary reason to buy Amiibo, they shouldn't be counted as DLC or microtransactions, except in one case that I'll bring up, that I've seen. But for the most part, you buy them as figurines, I think, and they look great. They're great looking little figurines. You have a shelf of Amiibo, they look awesome. Now, as far as what they unlock in the game, it's a bunch of bullshit. In Zelda, you can get outfits for using Amiibo. But who cares? The outfits in Zelda, you can buy them with rupees, which are easy to get because you get them from Monster Parts all the time. You never have a problem with money in Zelda. The act of getting money and purchasing outfits is balanced and fun in Breath of the Wild. Purchasing outfits in that game is fun because you go to a place and you get a local outfit from that place with rupees that you got at a good pace because the game is fun and balanced. What am I doing? Big Boo's balcony. And that's what I'm getting at, Lex. That's what I'm getting at. So using the outfits that Amiibo give you it makes the game worse. So you're talking about how it's DLC, but why would you even care about what it does in the game if what it does in the game is just make it worse? Who cares if it does something in the game if it just makes it worse? Just don't use them then. And then you didn't buy the DLC. It's like not a thing. It's the same thing with Mario Odyssey. You can use the Amiibo to be told it is complete. You didn't get an outfit that's not in the game otherwise, did you? Like, that's what I'm talking about. In Mario Odyssey, you can get outfits which you can just buy, or they can tell you what outfit is in the game that you have to get from an Amiibo. I'm curious. Either way, it's bad. It's stupid. Like, if there was DLC that just made a game shitty, then I wouldn't say that the game is incomplete without it. And now for Mario Odyssey, you only unlock outfits. By the way, it's different in Mario Odyssey, so maybe people did complain about what you're talking about, and they changed it, right? Because in Mario Odyssey, the Amiibo only give you outfits that you can otherwise purchase in the game. Again, using coins that are given to you in a fun and balanced form. Nostalgic outfits from previous set? I don't know what you're talking about because Nicole doesn't have any Amiibo and she had some of that stuff. I didn't get it because I didn't go looking for it, but Nicole totally had like old stuff that she did not get from Amiibos. Anyway, the point is, in Mario Odyssey, Amiibo can give you outfits, which you can just get in the game, through a fun and balanced system, or they can tell you where moons are, or they can tell you where purple coins are, which at the same time, again, is bad. I don't want that in the game. So who cares that it's in the game? Because I'm just... I would like to not have the game tell me where stuff is. And so it completely doesn't matter that I can. What's great, though, is that I've got like a really cool Callie and Marie figure from Splatoon that looks good on the shelf and that I like. Now, there is one time that I think that there is something that is quite dumb. And you might not know about this if you didn't play the new Metroid game, but the new Metroid on 3DS has a hidden, secret, extra hard, very hard difficulty mode that you can only unlock using Amiibo. And I think that's stupid. Now, it doesn't really matter because I think that the game's hard mode is already hard enough. And when you use this Amiibo, she has the fusion suit the whole time, which is ugly. But that's just my personal opinion, and it's stupid. Hey, Hype. And it's stupid that they hid that behind an Amiibo. That's dumb. Eye to eye in the secret room. Oh, I need a thing for this. But I'm really curious about this thing that you're talking about with the big Goron sword and old sets, because Nicole definitely had classic Zelda sets in the game that she unlocked in the game. But yeah, if they did put outfits in the game that you have to get with Amiibo, that's stupid. I agree. I also think that Nintendo has kind of put themselves into a corner. I think that Nintendo has kind of backed themselves into a corner. Because there's a bunch of people that have bought a bunch of Amiibo. And so they can't make them do nothing anymore, because then they've made a product that they sold a bunch of people useless. Which sucks. And it's stupid that they did that. Alright, let's do a little bit of Lethal Lava Land.
Hegel.
But yeah, I understand that, like, it gets in the way of completionism. For me, though, like, boil the big bully. Okay. I agree, Foxy. I think that the things where they did something in the game was... Well, I mean, it's tough to say, because I would say that it was to get people to buy them. But, I mean, they had to put NFC on the freaking controllers just to get them to work, so, you know. That's certainly, like what I mean is, I wasn't talking about Nintendo producing them primarily with that purpose. I mean that, like, I think for a lot of consumers, that's the primary purpose. When people want a new Amiibo figurine, they're not saying, I heard it does this in this game, primarily. I think they're primarily saying, I really like this character and this is a nice figure of it. But yes, Nintendo certainly developed them as something to put content into games. And I feel like they've gotten backlash for it, Because like I said, in Mario Odyssey, they don't do anything good. They tell you where purple coins are? Awesome, you can look that up online. They tell you where stars are? Awesome, you can pay the Toad 50 coins for that or look it up online. Yeah, I really don't like that Zelda had DLC. That really bugged me about the game and like seriously affected my excitement for the game. I for a little bit thought I wasn't going to buy the game. I was like completely off. I was completely off buying a Switch for a little bit. Because I was so upset that they were putting DLC in Zelda. But you know what I did instead? I just didn't buy it. I just didn't buy the DLC. But I still played Zelda, and it was great.
Let's go.
But yeah, I really hope that what they did with Amiibo in Mario Odyssey is how they keep it. Where it just does something that you can look up online. Nah, Zelda didn't go full DLC, and they're not. I don't think they're gonna. Unless everybody bought it, that's just the thing though. It's like what we were talking about earlier. If everybody bought the DLC, then they will continue to do it. Yeah, Nintendo's built up a lot of trust for me, and while, again, I don't like that there's DLC in Zelda, and I don't like that there was Amiibo exclusive stuff in Metroid Samus Returns. You know, I don't like that stuff. I still feel as if you know, they've built up so much trust with me over my entire life that, like, it would take a lot more for me to 100% be done with them. Whoops.
Here we go.
And, I do think that with Mario Odyssey, they really showed signs of cooling off a little bit. You think Nintendo gives speedrunners DLC? That's one thing Nintendo is absolute shit about, is they don't understand streaming and stuff. I don't think that they would give away stuff to streamers. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think Nintendo likes speedruns. They take all their money from their...
Here we go.
I don't know, Lex. I think every company has those people. I think every company has those people that are 100% for one company, you know.
Let's go.
And the thing is, Nintendo are the ones, I feel like, that, you know, you can say I'm one of those people, but I feel like Nintendo has earned a lot more trust over the years than the other companies have. What happened to the Koopa with the shell in this level? Isn't that a thing? Oh, do you just take this? Am I dumb? Oh, this just goes over there. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, wow. I stayed on. Well, I guess I can use this now.
Here we go! Let's go!
All right, that coffee did a good job of getting rid of my headache. Man, I'm pretty excited for Monster Hunter World coming out on PC. I know I was already talking about it, but did you guys have you read that article or heard that interview with the designer of the game talking about why exactly it won't have loot boxes? It's a really good interview where it's like, holy shit, this guy gets it. This guy understands. This guy understands why loot boxes ruin a video game. To put it in a nutshell, he says, first of all, a good game is balanced in a way where getting the loot is fun. The primary objective of the game is to have fun fighting the monsters in order to get loot. So if you just pay for loot boxes, then you're not doing the fun part of the game that they've designed. And then the other part of it is that, okay, let's say that you've bought a bunch of loot and you now have really high level gear to go fight a high level monster with. Well, now you suck at the game because you haven't fought all the monsters and built your way up to this gear. So you're not prepared for what you're getting into because the game has been designed with a difficulty curve that you're bypassing.
Let's go!
It's pretty great. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's just pop over here. Let's go right here. Let's go right here. Right here. Yeah, that was Jim Sterling's voice. I'm seeing if he can fucking... What? He didn't link the fucking article? I heard about this article from his video, and he didn't link the original article.
I'm tired.
All right. Well, there you go. I know, Lex, that's my biggest thing, and I like that I've heard it in these words recently, which I really like because it's exactly the way that I've always said it, which is that to me, the idea of loot boxes is like paying somebody to not play the game. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You've made a game and you've purposely made it shitty by screwing with the balance so that I have to purchase loot boxes in order to not play it. Oh yeah, the 1X released. Yeah, this whole Pro version system, Xbox One X thing, it just makes me feel like I was tricked into buying a console, you know? I feel like the PS4 was a trick. And now they just have a better version of it out. But whatever. I can still play Bloodborne on the PS4, and I've heard that it doesn't really benefit from the Pro in a meaningful way. So, No skin off my ass yet. I just missed that star.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, like the 32 eggs. But really, why doesn't Bloodborne benefit from a pro? Like, here's what I don't get. Basically, what I don't get is, why isn't the game 60 FPS? And with the Pro, they still couldn't get it to 60? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Coffee Hops, it's the smartphone thing. I mean, that's the same thing as loot boxes, really, and microtransactions. All that shit started with mobile games. Like, okay, the thing I just said, the thing about how microtransactions and loot boxes are them selling you a game and then selling you loot boxes that have you not play it. That started with mobile games. That started with those wait games. Those games where you like do something and it's like, all right, that's gonna take 4 hours unless you cough up a buck. You know, like that kind of thing. It's like, oh, so you've designed a game that's really, really boring and shitty, and I can pay money not to play it. Instead, I can just pay money, or I can just not pay money not to play it, and not play it. That started with mobile games. As much as I'd like to say that mobile games are unrelated to console and PC games, as much as I'd like to say that mobile games are their own thing and it doesn't matter that they're shitty because they're not even video games, it's not true. I feel like mobile games were the beginning of the end. But I don't think that there's an end coming. That's a little hyperbolic. But I think that they were the beginning of what we have now.
Let's go.
The only thing good that mobile games ever did is that they got rid of licensed games. For the most part. In large part. You know what I'm talking about? Like, companies don't make Fast and the Furious 7 the game anymore. Because it's way cheaper. There's a much larger install base, and you can get way more money out of a Fast and the Furious mobile game. A mobile game that's exactly like Mafia Wars or Clash of Clans, except you have cars. Yeah, I wish mobile games could be good. The closest thing to that would be like having a SNES emulator on your mobile phone and only using it to play RPGs because, God, I am not going to try to play Mega Man with a touchscreen.
Here we go.
Yeah, when I go to like a restaurant or something and I'm waiting, I'll usually just sit there for, you know, and look out the window for 10-20 minutes if it needs to be that long. And, you know, if I do have my phone, I just bum around on Twitter for a minute.
Let's go.
But yeah, if I know that I'm going to be waiting before I leave, though, I'll certainly take my Vita or something like that. But even that, I generally will just sit there and wait for a little bit. I kind of regret selling my PSP also because I thought that all PSP games were going to be available on the Vita. And I was happy to go digital on the Vita because UMDs were garbage. But turned out to not really be true. Yeah, it took me a long time to do Twitter at all. I go on there every once in a while though now. Like, I probably use Twitter nowadays for like 2 or 3 minutes a day. And the reason is that it's just something to look at for a little bit. It helps me keep up with like other streamers and stuff. And it's way better than something like Facebook, which is a bunch of people that I'm obligated to be friends with, making annoying political remarks. And I just don't give a shit about that, so I don't use that anymore. Instead, I just go on Twitter, where it's all the streamers I follow posting pictures of cats. Yeah, Twitter has political stuff on it too, but it's a lot easier to avoid, I think. Because on Facebook, I'm obligated to be friends with a lot of people. And by a lot of people, I mean I don't know, some people. Facebook is good for getting a hold of some people, though. You know, if I know if I don't know somebody's phone number, I can just find them on Facebook and IM them. You know. What am I doing right now? I have 2 red coins. All right. I'm off that. Let's go do, it's after midnight. I gotta be done. I was gonna be done an hour ago, but it's Mario fucking 64, and we have a good conversation going, so I haven't stopped yet. See, this is part of the reason I thought Mario 64 would be a good game to play, because this is a video game that people watch. Sometimes you gotta play what people watch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had some good PSP games. Have a good night, Lex. I'll be done very soon. Let's do Shifting Sandlands for a little bit. Oh, yeah, I've never looked at Steam Curator stuff, Foxy. But since we're on lots of divisive video game political subjects tonight, I think that Steam's openness is a good thing, personally. Because it's never affected me. Like, I've never bought a game on Steam and been like, this game's a piece of shit, why was this allowed on here? Because I buy games that look good, and not games that look bad. And it's really easy to look at a game and know that it looks bad. What am I doing? Talons of the Big Bird, that's the first one. I guess I should just fly over there. But like at the same time, remember when The Binding of Isaac first came out and Nintendo didn't want to publish it? And like the only platform it could get on was Steam because they don't protect their shit? That's a good thing. That was a huge win. You know, the nature of Steam protects, you know, it allows every kind of game to get made.
Here we go!
Now, there's some real garbage on Steam. Like, unbelievable garbage on it, yeah. I'm just saying, eh. Now, what I think the actual problem is with Steam, though, the actual issue at the top of all of this is trading cards. That's why games get made the way they do. Is, like visual novels. That's why the unbelievable garbage gets made, is because the developer profits off the trading cards, from what I understand. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Steam has more garbage than good games. Exactly. But how much of that garbage is in your library? And how many good games are in your library? If you're a... Whoops. If you are in the least bit a consumer that cares about the money that they're spending, or that respects their own time, you're not gonna buy that shit. It doesn't matter. And if you want to just know what good games are on Steam, go to Twitch. Watch some Twitch streams. That's how I hear about all the games that I wouldn't have otherwise heard about. There's that game Getting Over It that's like pretty popular right now. That game looks fun. Yeah.
Mamma mia!
Hollow Knight? Yeah, that game looks awesome. I still need to play it. I heard about Fran Bow on Twitch. Yeah, Hollow Knight looks really cool. I keep forgetting about it, but then every time I see it, it's just like, damn, I gotta play that. There's so many games to play, though. Uh-oh. No.
Mamma mia!
So I need to get V. That's a game that I only heard about because of Twitch. Wings of V. One of my favorite games ever. It's tied for my favorite game ever. I ultimately heard about it because of The Binding of Isaac. Because I was watching PAX coverage of The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and they had Man of Man vs. Game playing it. And all the comments were like, who's this fucking guy? Why isn't Cobalt Street playing? But I was like, oh, this Man guy, he's really entertaining. I'm gonna check out his Twitch stream. And I went and checked out his Twitch stream, and he was playing Wings of V. And he was on the last boss, and I was like, holy shit, this game looks so fucking cool, I need to play it immediately. Oh, you know what the PSP had that was really awesome? Was Metal Gear Acid. Did you guys play that game? The Metal Gear card game? Or it was like a grid-based tactical game, turn-based Metal Gear Solid on a grid. You used cards to move around. I got spoiled on the last boss of Wings of V. It the last boss of that game is, honestly, I feel like that's a game where it just doesn't matter. There's not like a spoiler really in that game that much. Unless like, I guess the spoilers for that game would be like, I don't know. If you saw every boss, it would be a spoiler because they're all so different and unique. But, no, I don't remember that, Foxy. I never had a wish list until recently. But yeah, I don't think it really matters to get spoiled on like 1 or 2 bosses, including the last boss of Wings of V. You kind of have to. I feel like you can't believe how good the game is until you've seen at least a few, or at least that boss, or maybe a couple other bosses. Because if you just see the game, you're like, yeah, okay. But if you see the last boss, you're like, okay. I immediately have to play this. Or if you see like Ancient Constructs and Twin Orcs or something, you're like, okay, I get it. What am I doing here? You played, oh, Peace Walker? Oh, you know what? I've never played Peace Walker. Nah. What am I doing here? Is the backflip? No. Okay, now this is taking longer. What the fuck? Oh, what if I... Okay. If I come over here. Ow! Botched it. Fucking... American Truck Sim? Yeah! It's really bizarre that people really like those games, but like... I always see things from streams of playing that game that are really funny. It seems like if you're a really good and entertaining streamer, you can get... Wow, that was sweet. You can get a good stream out of it, you know? It seems like it. Alright, this is the last star. I seriously have to, Mario. I seriously have to go eat the rest of my leftover pizza. And go to bed. We'll do one more star. All right, one more. We'll get the 45th. Stand tall for turtle crawl. Mario. I love that about Sunshine. Whenever Flood talked, it went, Mario. No, I'm glad somebody likes it. I'm glad people like Sunshine. I didn't like it just because of the controls, but if other people like it, that's awesome. Makes me want to try it again, even though I've already tried it again and didn't like it. Well, the funny thing is I remember liking it a lot when I was a kid. But then we tried to play it recently and we're just like, this game doesn't control very well. Hand to hand. What?
Mamma mia!
I got wrecked. Mario. I liked that aspect of it. I thought Flood was really cool. I really liked the idea of Sunshine. I liked the Delfino Plaza and how it got brighter as you got shines. There was lots of great stuff about that game. I just thought the controls weren't as good as Mario 64's. Which is a tall order, you know. Having controls as good as Mario 64's. But hey, Odyssey did it. Fuck yeah.
Here we go!
And Galaxy, besides the Wii Remote waggle, had better control, or had Mario 64 good controls.
Start to play.
Alrighty then. Oh. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It was fun. We had some good, fun discussions. We played some Mario. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time as well. Yeah. Let's find out who's streaming, shall we? Shall we? Phone, what the fuck? My phone is also fucking up. What's going on? Is Y2K happening? My phone just crashed. Can you guys, is the mic working? Can you guys hear me? Is the stream still on? What the fuck? My phone just came back, but without the background. Okay, sleep. Sleep. Yeah, this thing's fucked. All right. Let's just log into Twitch over here and see who's streaming. All right, I see. Well, since we're just relaxing with some nice relaxing Mario 64, why don't I send you over to another nice relaxing game, such as... I can't decide. How about McFinder? He's playing some Mario Odyssey. McFinder's a good streamer. I guess he's trying to speedrun the game or something, it looks like. I don't know. That's interesting. Anyway, have yourselves a good night. Bye!